Hello everyone, this is my response to video forum number 2. The question was, what are the most common reasons for a board to discipline a counselor, and what is your personal reactions as you read through the list? The top 3 that I saw that were most common were denying clients access to records, confidentiality issues, and crossing professional boundaries. What are some of the themes that you see when you look at the common reasons for board discipline? Some of the themes that I saw were in relation to the access to records. There was a lot of not only problems with counselors denying access to records, but there was also several issues on how they kept the records. So the information that was being kept, there was several issues on that. Some of the things that I saw in common were that there was a lot of suspension, and there was a few surrendering of the license. For most commonly was suspension of like 2 years, 3 years, things like that. Well, some of my reactions on this were just how critical it is to learn what the correct information that you should be keeping. So like what type of records you should be keeping, what kind of notes you should be keeping. So learning that extremely well, therefore you're not running into these types of problems. What was the behavior that led to the discipline? It was, again, failure to detail reasons for the denial of the records, and then there was failure to keep accurate records. So they were not keeping the accurate records. There was some misinformation there, and then when they denied the records, they were failing to report the reasons why of the denial. It says to identify and share the ACA's code of ethics and your state code that was violated. The question was, what was the outcome of the board discipline? So on the case that I found was from Amarillo, Texas, and it was in relation to failure to timely provide client records and failure to detail reasons for the denial. So again, that process, that detailing of why the records are being withheld from the client. And the outcome for that one was a 2-year probated suspension. So again, the commonalities of suspension between 2 to 3 years is what I've seen. What does the ACA Code of Ethics say about the counselor impairment? So according to the ACA C2G, counselors must monitor themselves for signs of impairment. They must seek assistance for the problems in relation to the professional impairment, and then they must assist colleagues or supervisors in recognizing the problems as well. According to the ACA Vista's online article 53, preventing counselor impairment, vulnerability wellness, it stated that the impairment does not imply that the unethical behavior, yet these such behaviors might occur due to the symptom of impairment. Okay, and then there was another section there that stated that since counselors are well educated about mental and emotional struggles and skills, and skilled at helping others with these types of problems, that somehow they're immune or they're less accessible to the struggles of this, which in the article they stated that this was not the case, that this was a myth, that just because the counselors are well trained and well versed on the issues of mental health, that they're immune to it. And the article, just mentioned a lot of self-monitoring and self-care. And according to the ACA Code of Ethics, they suggest that you should give yourself time if you've been if you're struggling with it with professional impairment, you should give yourself time and stop seeing clients throughout that process. And one of the questions was, what is a question that brings to mind for me? And that was when I saw that suggestion, that was where my question came from. If the ACA Code of Ethics suggests that you stop seeing clients throughout this process, do they have a system in place for counselors to seek help during this time? And what are those systems? And are counselors being backed up? Because at this point you wouldn't be able to see any of your clients, so therefore that's your income coming in, seeing clients. So what are the systems in place if the ACA is suggesting this? Is there a system in place for counselors to have time to work on this and seek help?